Okay, welcome. I'm curious. Did the thumbnail bring you here? If it did or didn't, I want to explain it to you. Here it is. Just to give it some proper context here, you order what you want, Android or Windows. I have no idea this would happen, but I got to thinking about it. What if Microsoft gave the option to you? They make one device, a single device. They don't make two devices. They make one device, and the default is Android. But if you want to have Windows on a device, they'll do that in some manner. So that was the purpose of this video, to discuss that. That's the first context I want to give you. The second is that you do see a Surface Duo 2 in here, and that is simply for reference to my mocked up Surface Duo 3 foldable. They are properly sized relative to each other. Thus, in the end, this Surface Duo 3 is slightly taller. It's about the height within a millimeter or so of an S21 Ultra. And then, of course, it is wider. And it's proportionally wider than the Surface Duo 2 was. So I'm playing around with this. There might be a less wide option that I do. But I wanted to give you some context here to what you're seeing. Okay, I'm back. So that device is a Windows 11, could be a Windows 12 if that happened to be the situation. And it would look like this. There's a look at it. I gave it maybe a bit more of a metal outer piece than I think I would like. So I'm going to redo that. I made it just a tad too wide, I think, or thick, however you want to look at it. So that might be a little bit thinner, but I'm expecting that this would be similarly made to a Surface Pro. So that device, being a Windows device, should look like any Windows device you've seen and configure the way that you would like. It's not limited to having that look to Windows. Microsoft can, should, and may develop launcher into that kind of a look, because they are looking to make the ecosystem a tighter integration between PC and the mobile device, and that would be one of the important things. Another thing about that device is it has an outside screen, and I would expect that outside screen, it would look something like this. So yes, that's a Windows 10 mobile device here. I would expect that if they used that interface, that it would be an enhanced version, a more modern version, maybe acrylic tiles as an example. There's some things they could do to enhance the UI. I know there are a lot of people that would like to have that. I would like to see that as an option, but I don't believe I would use it. I want it for an option for other people that do want it. And I would want this for either Android or a Windows device. What I would have on the outer screen, be it an Android device or a Windows device, is I would have the Windows desktop. Not as wide, but I would still have that out on the main screen. Have the toolbar, the start button, and then when I touch the start button, I would get my pinned apps to come up, and that would replicate what you had with Windows 10 Mobile, closely at least. I would want to see the more modern icons utilized throughout the system and have that work just like Windows 11. So it comes up with pinned apps, and you can switch to all apps there. Everything would work and look the same. Now, the questions are a couple. One, if Microsoft said, yes, we'll offer this device with Windows if you want it. Now, me, I could use a Windows device. I would be okay with it. And I would prefer it because of the Microsoft 365 apps. I get the full experience with them, especially OneNote. That's an important thing for me. I would like to have the desktop version of OneNote. They are so far behind on the Android version of OneNote. And let's not even talk about the Android version of OneNote on a Duo, compared to, say, on a Samsung, where the Duo's further behind. We need a better experience with our applications, our interfacing to them. Now, if Microsoft were to give us the Windows 11-ish UI, the shell from Windows 11 and the start button and the functions, then the question really starts to become one of, would you still want a Windows device? You have to take into account that you're not going to have Android app access. One thing that is not set and working right now is Android apps within Windows 11 on ARM. Now, this is not a problem for me. I'll carry another device. I'm all right with that. I carry devices left and right. When this device was first out, I was carrying it along with an iPhone and a Samsung device. So I was carrying 3 devices that were phones. Now, only 2 of them had SIM cards in them, the Lumia 950 XL and the iPhone, but still I carried 3 devices. And today I am known to have 2 devices on me at most times. I do not have an iPhone anymore, but I do carry multiple devices. So I'm not against doing that. I would like for it to be a small device because I would only be using it for authentication and banking. Very few things that only are available on Android that I would not have access to on Windows. But most of my stuff is in Microsoft 365 stuff. So just keeping that in mind, would you go this route if it was offered to you? I'm really curious to know. And why would you if you had a Windows 11-ish UI? I mean, you had the same UI that you would get if Microsoft released the device. Is an interesting thought. I thought maybe a little bit of discussion might be good around it. It is something I could see Microsoft maybe doing in the future. I don't know that it would be the next generation device. So anyway, that's it. Tell me what you think. Share. Give me other ideas. Thanks for watching.